Hello everyone, X-Walk Hill Bethelite here. And I think that I have room to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses. I think I have a right to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses because I worked at the headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses in New York. Now, I think everybody's opinion is valuable. You know, everybody can share their opinion. But I feel that in order to have room to talk, you need to be in a position to do so. So, me having been at Bethel, I feel like I have more room to talk about the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses. I feel like I have more room to talk about the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses than most Jehovah's Witnesses. There are active Jehovah's Witnesses right now that if they were to tell you about the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses, wouldn't know what the hell they were talking about. Because they don't do anything but underline in a magazine weekly. Then they go into a meeting and give a little summary of what they have underlined. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. I've had people tell me that Jehovah's Witnesses, by and large, are more moral than other people that claim to be Christian. I look at that person and I'm like, go play. Just go play. Go somewhere else. It's the same as, let's say, you know, you you come home from work, right? You got all your tools that you work with. You come home from work, you take your tools, your heavy tool bag, you sit it down, and then you just relax on the couch after a long day of work. Well, a kid comes over, your kid comes over and says, why do you put your bag right there? Why don't you put it up in the closet? Now, keep in mind, this is a kid talking to you. They don't have a job. About the only thing that they do that could be comparable is to sit in a classroom and talk about 1 + 1. Like, they have nothing to compare what you do on a daily basis. They don't deal with the stress. They don't deal with pretty much anything. But they've been sitting down watching cartoons, and now they got the nerve to tell you about your work bag. You're going to say, little boy, go play. Little boy, go away. Little boy, go to your room and eat your Pop-Tart. You don't have room to tell me where to put my work bag because you don't work. Reading your spelling book and going to work are two different things. They're not the same. You don't get to tell me. There's generally an understanding that children aren't supposed to be telling adults what to do, and then adults just go and do whatever the hell the kid tells them. Normally, that's not how that works. What should happen is the adult should speak, and the kid should do what the adult says. There's a reason for that. The adult knows what the hell they're talking about. Typically, the kid does not. So in having been born and raised in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, having gone to Bethel and served at Bethel. Bethel isn't something that you just go to work and then you come home from Bethel. Bethel is 24/7. You work, live, eat, sleep, everything Bethel. I feel like I have room to talk. So when someone tells me that Jehovah's Witnesses are more moral than other people, and I'm at Bethel trying to find a place to practice my talk, and I can't even look in rooms to find a place to practice my talk without seeing gay men kissing. I mean, people complain about it, and they complain about watching gay sexual acts on television. They'll cut on television, they'll start watching a series, and somewhere in the series, you just see two guys get buck wild and start making out. People complain about that. Dude, that's a show. That's not real life in an organization that claims it's the only one serving God, in an organization that claims that their members have a higher moral standard than everybody else. And here you have at the world headquarters, gay guys gone wild in the office buildings. I feel like I have room to talk. The people who have never been to Bethel, they haven't been anywhere outside of their freaking circuit. They don't know what goes on behind other people's closed doors. At Bethel, to a certain extent, you do. Those walls are pretty thin. It's hard to hide things when you are living in a facility filled with other people and they're everywhere. You learn things about the organization that the average person doesn't know. So when I'm talking about those things that are going on at Bethel and someone else says, well, no, Jehovah's Witnesses are like, they're morally clean. It's like, little boy, go play, go away. You don't know what you're talking about. Or I have relatives. I've got family members who, to my knowledge, they've never done anything but maybe knock on some doors, underline some magazines. They may get up on stage and giving a talk for Jehovah's Witnesses is just parroting back what has already been prepared for you. They get up on stage, they parrot back what they're told, and they feel like they're in a position to tell me what I should and shouldn't talk about. I got into a argument with a relative because they felt they have the right to tell me what I can and can't talk about. And I'm like, little girl, go sit down. Who are you? I mean, you may have been to Bethel to go on a tour, but who are you to tell me what I can and can't talk about? Go sit down somewhere and eat a Pop-Tart when I'm speaking. Because most Jehovah's Witnesses don't know a thing about Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't know their current teachings. All they do is try to keep up with what is currently in the material that they're supposed to read for that week, and they may struggle with that. They go stand next to a cart. To me, that's not doing nothing. I came from the era of getting 90 hours in service, 70 hours in service, and you're going above that because you don't want to cut it close and you want to help other people out. You're in the hot sun, you're doing it 70, 90 hours. Get out of here with the new hours that they have set up, where they have cut it to such a small requirement that is ridiculous. Y'all don't even have to write down your hours anymore. If you're not pioneering or auxiliary pioneering, you don't have to write down your hours. If you are pioneering and auxiliary pioneering, you shouldn't have to write down your hours because they're so damn low. It's a waste of paper to have to write them down anymore. Jehovah's Witnesses nowadays have no room to talk. If you've been to Bethel, if you've been to Gilead, if you've been somewhere like that, there's 90% of Jehovah's Witnesses have no room to talk about anything because they don't do shit in comparison. In comparison to a person that's been to Bethel, Gilead, maybe circuit work, something like that, they don't do shit. Now, there is debate as to the difference between a ministerial servant and an elder. There's a debate there because really the difference between a ministerial servant and an elder that I've heard is experience. Because both of them can give talks. Elders have elders meetings, which is just going over stuff that Watchtower sent them. They're not figuring nothing out. They go on the judicial things and whatnot. They don't know what the hell they're doing in these judicial hearings. They do not know what the hell they are doing in these judicial hearings. Most elders did not live an exemplary life as a Jehovah's Witness that I know of. A lot of them weren't even Jehovah's Witnesses growing up. So they don't even have room to talk in their own damn cult about how a person should be raised. Because they were never raised in the cult. They don't have no experience growing up in it. Their damn self. Other people been disfellowshipped, been married multiple times. Like, these people don't realize, Jehovah's Witnesses don't realize that they should just shut up. They have no room to talk. They shouldn't be complaining about other religions when other religions are trying to help feed the hungry. They're actively running shelters for people who maybe have abuse at home. They're running programs for people that have alcohol abuse. There are religions that are churches that are doing all these things, getting money together for people so that they have money for school. Jehovah's Witnesses are the little boy in the house, run around pointing out why you do this, why you do that, why you vote, why you involved with this. And that little boy has been in that house playing video games all goddamn day. He don't do shit. So you can't point out to no other church or church member of a church and say, why your pastor do this and why your pastor do that. Well, why your leadership can't figure out why you can't wear a beard or not. Why your leadership got a whole bunch of boys masturbating at Bethel. Like, why you got people hiding and having gay sex in vacated rooms in Bethel offices? Why are all these things occurring on top of the fact that you don't do shit? You don't feed the hungry. You don't help the homeless. You don't have programs for anybody that has any problem. Usually, when Jehovah's Witnesses need financial aid, they got to go to the government's quote unquote Satan system. Jehovah's Witnesses are the first people to point the finger at somebody else and talk about moral living, what you should and shouldn't do, especially in regards to sex. Most of them done fucked up in that department, so you have no room to talk. There are a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses that are like 70 damn years old. Just because you don't have sex anymore, because you're old, that don't put you in a position where you're morally higher. Because when you were younger, you were having hella sex. You done had kids. You done did all kinds of stuff. You got baby mamas. You got ex-wives and ex-husbands. You done did all the same stuff. So when you get old and you no longer participate in some of those things because you're old, that doesn't make you any better than someone who's in their 20s and are doing the same things you did. They may even be making better decisions than you did. I strongly feel that Jehovah's Witnesses are just like, they're little boys and little girls that need to go play and not interrupt when adults are speaking. When former Bethelites, former elders, former ministerial servants, former Gilead, people who have the intelligence to figure out that this is a cult and it is a scheme and that these people do not have any direct channel to God, the people who have smart enough to figure this out, Jehovah's Witnesses have no room to talk about people. Because you got more gossip going on with Jehovah's Witnesses than anywhere else. And by and large, from what I remember, growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, your average Jehovah's Witness elder, their kids are buck wild. It's usually the elders' kids are the worst kids in the damn hall. Because the elder can't keep up with responsibilities at the hall and work and being there for his family to make sure that their kids are in order before they start having judicial hearings and trying to tell other people how to live their lives and try to tell other people whether or not their family can and can't talk to them. What's going on with your kids? Why did your kid grow up to be a complete failure if you feel like you should be the one to talk? You got all these elders' kids and so many of them grow up to be screw-ups. Comment down below, let me know what you think, but that's what upsets me. And that's what upset me with this particular family member who had the nerve to question me when they've never done anything in their whole damn life but easy stuff. Raise your hand during the watchtower. Stand next to a damn cart. Freaking, stay at home and watch the kids. It's like, it's that's just how I feel about the situation. And it's like you want Jehovah's Witnesses sometimes to come into the comment section and talk so that you can help them. But so many of them speak as if they are an authority, when most of them, A, they're not an authority on anything, B, they didn't walk the walk themselves, but they're trying to talk the talk. Literally like a kid. You come in after work, you're tired, you get yourself a beer out the fridge, open your beer, take a sip, the kid comes over, why you drink? You shouldn't be drinking. This is a damn 7-year-old kid that ain't never had stress before. It's like, go bother your mother. Go somewhere else. You know what I mean? You don't even give it attention because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't think Jehovah's Witnesses should be pointing the finger at other churches, pointing the finger at their own family members, trying to shun them and point out stupid shit about everybody else, when they don't even look into their own damn teachings. Like, they don't even look into their own teachings. They can't even explain their own damn teachings. And they don't do shit about anything. in the community. You don't have room to talk, let alone shun somebody. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. But it's hard to take Jehovah's Witnesses seriously anymore. I mean, before, if they at least had, okay, you got all these people knocking on doors for 90 hours and whatnot, 100 hours and whatnot. Now that they don't even have that anymore, and it's damn near easy to be a Jehovah's Witness, they're starting to remove all the restrictions that they had. They had a restriction on every damn thing. They're starting to remove all the restrictions. Now you can wear a beard. Now you don't stand out as different because you wear a beard like everybody else has a beard. Now that they're trying to change the cult and make it easier, and you still, Jehovah's Witnesses still think you can just sit around and have it on easy street, and they got the nerve to try to shun other people. It's ridiculous. X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.